Well, many of us for quite a while have been enjoying all the Marvel leaks, and it appears Marvel Studios is finally taking a little bit of action to try to stop the leaky nature of some of these pre-screenings. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what policies Marvel Studios is changing and how it might impact us fans. Well, as many of you may have noticed, over the past couple of years, we have been getting a ton of Marvel Studios leaks. And that's something Marvel is now taking some measures to plug some holes in what has become a really leaky ship. Now, for the longest time, the best we ever got from Marvel was a little bit of maybe concept art, but during Phase 4, Marvel Studios has absolutely been plagued by leaks, including full plot breakdowns, concept art, and major story details, basically for every single movie, spoiling a lot of the surprise for many fans. Now, many of us know the pandemic is partially to blame, and it decentralized some of Marvel's control by having many of these artists work at home. It's been pretty clear for a while it has started to become a problem, and as we head into Secret Wars, it appears Marvel Studios is taking a little bit of action to try to stop this from happening. Now, Marvel Studios' Vice President of Production and Development, Nate Moore, who was also the producer on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, has revealed they're taking great efforts to avoid spoilery leaks going down the road. Now, he was explaining this to Deadline, and apparently Disney employees are typically invited to test screenings. But then he added, before, they could bring friends. I think we tightened up a bit, but frankly, people leak and it sort of ruins it for everyone. Now, this is something we knew for a long time. Marvel does a lot of internal screenings, and with those screenings, they let people who work for Marvel Studios bring friends and family, and quite honestly, those are often the people that leak a lot of these details. This has been a pretty consistent problem, and although it does feed a lot of videos that we make on this channel, it's not what Marvel Studios wants, and honestly, for some fans who try to avoid spoilers, it's a bit of a problem. Now, Moore did talk a little bit about some other mysterious aspects of the MCU, including what's known as the Parliament. Now, during the same interview, he said, and then we have an internal group who have been called Parliament for reasons that are too goofy to get into. But it's just all of us who make these movies and shows. You get a pretty unvarnished response to your film that is not motivated by anything other than we all want everything to be great. I think between these two groups, you get an interesting cross-section of ideas. And you definitely know when both groups are saying the same thing, hey, that's a problem. Sometimes you get more producer notes versus normal people notes, and you have to decipher which one is valuable or if they can coexist. So it sounds like Marvel Studios uses that Parliament alongside these test screenings to figure out what's working and what's not and what needs to be changed. And if I was running a studio, this would make a lot of sense. Getting your key creatives all together to unvarnishedly, as he said, critique what's going on is exactly how you refine a product and get it working the way you want to, the way fans will want it, and the way that'll be successful. Whether this new approach works, we'll have to wait and see, but I have to say, if they turn the spigot off on some of the spoilers, that might be good for fans, and honestly, leading into Endgame, we knew so little of what was going to happen, the theories, and all the talk. That level of hype was actually higher than the leaks, so I think Marvel tightening up the spoiler protocols is a pretty good idea.